at the water. Ooh, ooh, it's raining down. Ooh, ooh. Hey everybody, it's Jeannie Caryn, and we're back for another episode of Party and the Frog. As you can see, I'm getting more things in here. Look at these two guys. Just got these recently too. I'm very excited. Today's special guest, as you can see, is Mr. Carl Oligny, Atlanta's greatest music fan, and I am really excited to share his story with you. I was gonna make a blooper reel. Do you like oatmeal raisin cookies?
I do.
Is that your favorite cookie?
I kind of stopped eating cookies because I'd buy these at Publix.
Oh, it's so dangerous to go there. I decided to use the theme of unity for this week because our guest, I think, said it best, where music is the great uniter. And most of you have met Carl, you know Carl, and if you don't, you should and probably will. See him out at a show. But music can bring people together where other things, divide us so easily. So I think it's a great theme for this week, especially on Earth Day.
Unity.
For our daily motivation this week, I decided, since our theme is unity, to see how nature and music can come together. French Fuse Music is someone I follow on Instagram, and it's a fascinating account. You should check it out. Lots of fun ways to take natural sounds, and sometimes other sounds, but a lot of times natural sounds, unite them with music and see what comes out. So take a look at this. Since it's Earth Day, our interesting facts are about Earth Day. There you go.
Interesting facts. 5 facts you didn't know about Earth Day. 1. April 22nd was originally chosen to get more college students involved in the Earth Day movement. The first Earth Day in 1970 took place between spring break and final exams. 2. In 2009, the United Nations General Assembly established April 22nd as International Mother Earth Day. 3. In 1969, a catastrophic 3 million gallon oil spill off the California's coast sparked the Earth Day movement. 4. Months after the first Earth Day, former President Richard Nixon established the Environmental Protection Agency. 5. Earth Day went international in 1990, mobilizing over 200 million people in 141 countries. Interesting facts. We'll be right back, after this brief commercial. Time to fly on the wall, the jam sessions. For details, visit patreon.com/jeanniecaryn, Belly of the Frog, Frog Tunes. A sister podcast featuring live music streaming. For details, visit patreon.com/jeanniecaryn. Frog Tunes.
Here we go. Carl today. The Carl, wearing his Carl shirt.
Right.
Carl's wearing my shirt, so it worked out really well. And we're just going to jump right in. We've been eating cookies and spilling things, just so you know. But now we're ready. So the first one, as you know, is who is Carl?
Who is Carl? Well,
Who is Carl Oligny?
you know, when people ask me, I say I'm just an old guy who loves music, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do what I love. Get out 5-6 nights a week, see lots of bands in all genres: punk, metal, electronic, blues, singer-songwriter, yourself.
That's right.
And I'm just enjoying life. I tell people I don't want to be a day younger than I am. I'll be 79 in a couple months.
Wow.
And every day I wake up, I consider a blessing.
Yeah.
And if tomorrow I don't wake up, I have had such a great life
That's wonderful.
that, you know, that's okay.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's really wonderful.
And-
I saw that in the article because Julie Sanger wrote a wonderful article. If you haven't seen it, we'll put a little drop, like clap. There's the picture of it. Katie Martin started that. I did interview Katie Martin, and she was like, every time we were going to talk about something, she goes, let's clap. You know, Katie's so rhythmic. But yeah, that was a great article. And I know you said that, and she talked about all of the different places you go and some fun stories. How long have you been going out to see music like this? How long have you been doing the 5 to 6 nights a week?
You know, it's grown over the past 5 years.
Yeah.
And I used to go to a lot of, well, blues was my main focus for the longest time. I'd go to blues festivals.
Oh, how nice.
And, you know, down to Blind Willie's a lot. But then several years ago, I was listening to this online radio station called Radio Paradise.
Okay.
And I heard a lot of artists I'd never heard before. One of them was Infected Mushroom. Great name. It's
Nice.
two Israeli brothers and
Oh, how
DJs.
cool.
And then I heard another one called Younger Brother, and it's a project of this guy. He's a DJ, Simon Posford, and he had another act called Spangle.
Really?
And I just loved their music. It was so rhythmic. It was, you know, mystical. It was
Yeah.
East Indian influenced.
Oh, nice.
And so I said, I got to see this guy sometime.
Yeah.
Well, he played at the second Imagine Fest, which was held at the Old Masquerade.
Nice.
And so I went to that, and I had such a great time, because before then I would go, I would enjoy the music, I would leave, I wouldn't meet the first person. That time I went, people were curious about, who's this old guy? You know, it's like, dude, what are you doing here? And are you security? No, I'm here for the music. And so I met and engaged with a lot of people then, and it kind of just started mushrooming from there, where I came out of my shell, is what it amounted
That's
to.
great.
Again, becoming who we are, as my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends.
music does that for so many people.
Yeah.
It really does. I wouldn't know half the people I did if I hadn't, you know, finally gotten brave and gone out to play music. So that's really cool. Okay, the next.
And just one quick.
Yeah.
Carl is also a father, a grandfather.
Oh yes, that's right. We didn't finish with Carl at all.
I have 3 sons, a stepson and a stepdaughter, 8 grandkids, and just love them all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, you know, life is good.
Do they all live here?
They're scattered around.
Are they?
Some in Savannah. My youngest son is in Tampa, stand-up comic.
Oh, nice.
Middle son and oldest son are here.
Yeah.
My stepdaughter Meredith is in Los Angeles. She's in film production.
Oh, how neat.
TV, reality TV.
Wow, we have to talk about it. My daughter's going out to LA this summer for an internship in film production.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. And I think the other one, the question kind of was connected too. You served in the military.
I did.
For how long did you do that?
Just 3 years. At the time I was living in Cleveland, going to Western Reserve University. I flunked out after my first year, so then it was like, okay, what do I want to do with my life? And my brother was a interpreter. He went to Army Language School.
Oh, wow. That's
He was a Russian interpreter stationed in West Germany, catching transmissions coming out of East Germany. And I thought, well, you know, I got a knack for languages also, so I went looking for the Army recruiter. I wanted to follow in his footsteps.
Oh, wow.
And I stumbled upon the Marine recruiter. They fed me a line of bull. I signed up on the spot, and there it was. But at the time, I said, you know, I just want to sign up for 2 years. And they said, we don't have a 2-year program. You got to go for 4. And I said, yeah, never mind. That's not me.
Really?
Yeah. And they said, well, we got a 3-year program in aviation. And that's the hook that got me to sign up.
So were you a pilot?
I had the opportunity, but at the time, Vietnam was starting to heat up.
Yeah.
I was actually selected to go to flight training in Pensacola.
Wow.
And at that time, I had 2 years left on my enlistment, and I would have to re-sign for 6 years.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, okay, because of my size, I will either be in transports or helicopters, most likely helicopters. And I thought probably 2 tours, I'll probably get shot down.
Yeah.
And I said, never mind.
Yeah, it's very smart.
And at the time, I didn't realize the person who recruited me got bonuses for doing that. Well, I messed up his bonus, and within a month, they shipped me out.
Oh, wow.
To Okinawa, but I never made it there because they directed everybody. It's first part of LBJ's build-up.
Yeah.
Everybody under the rank of major, no matter where they were going, went to Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what year was that?
That was 1966 when I went.
Wow.
June of 66 to July of 67. I turned 21 my first day in country.
Oh, wow.
And prior to that, I was in Southern California, so looking to turning 21 so I could go to a bar. And that didn't happen.
No, you missed out. That's kind of a rite of passage, too.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm sure you had some drinks over there, though.
Well, not really, because we had rations. You were rationed. You could either get 2 soft drinks a day or 2 beers.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, all the higher-ranking people commandeered all the beer.
Really?
So all we got was water for about 6 months.
Oh, my gosh.
My body was so cleansed.
Yeah. I mean, it probably was a blessing, truthfully.
Yeah.
Because probably drinking beer every day like that wouldn't have been a good idea.
And one of the worst drunks I had was one night when some guys got a hold of some beers and ice. And I had one Falstaff and 1 Hamm's. And I just was obliterated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't take much if you haven't had it, for sure. That's great. Now, did you travel elsewhere, or is that you were just stationed there and then came back here?
Well, I was originally in Camp Lejeune, then Santa Ana, California at the Marine Air Base.
Right.
Then in Vietnam, Chu Lai, and then Da Nang, and then back to the States when I got out, stationed at El Toro again. And there, a week after I got back, I got married.
Nice.
To sweetheart in Cleveland.
Okay.
We then packed up everything and moved to Garden Grove, California.
Yeah.
And when that was done, I actually got a job offer to go work at Techikow Air Force Base just outside of Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
So we lived there for a year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you like it there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fascinating. Sure. Until what kind of work did you do?
I was a supply guy, so basically had to take care of everything we were doing on maintenance on C-130 aircraft coming out of Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines. And I did my job so quickly every day that I had a lot of time on my hands. So I actually spent time working with mechanics on the plane.
Oh, nice. You're probably learning more than you thought you would.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. And outside of that, though, like, how did you get from there back here? Like, what was your next move after that?
Oh, well, after my first wife, Mickey, and we're still good friends to this day, became pregnant while we were there.
Oh, yeah.
And so we decided that it was best to have the baby in the States.
Right, right.
Her grandparents lived in Bel Air Beach, Florida. And her parents said, they need looking after. You guys need to go to Florida.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We went there initially stayed with them for a couple months. Then we found a neat little, just a cottage in Indian Rocks Beach, in between the Intercoastal Waterway and the Gulf. Was there for a while. And we lived in Largo, Florida.
Oh, wow.
Then things kind of fell apart. When my son was born, things fell apart.
Yeah, that can happen.
As happens. And at that time, I lived in Clearwater for a while. Then I moved to Tampa.
Okay.
And lived in Tampa for about 25 years before I came to Georgia.
Oh, wow. Okay. And you've been in Georgia most the rest of your life?
About 28 to 30 some years, yeah.
That's a while.
Yeah.
That's a while. But you do like to travel still.
Oh, yeah.
You and Paula.
Yeah.
And is she wife number 2? Sorry. This is where I always want to be, sharing truth as you look into my eyes, and never would I want this love to fade away. Took my whole lifetime to find you.
Sometimes it takes a while to find the right one.
That's what you told me before.
Yeah.
Now, I've been married twice too, so I don't think I'll do a third. Yeah, you told me not to say that, but
yeah, that's all right.
That's how I feel. But yeah, so
but I was single for 18 years.
Okay.
And I was just about to give up. I mean, I'd done all the different dating sites, Match.com. I would meet very nice people, and at the time I was raising 2 of my sons by myself.
Right.
And one of the common things was they would always say, "Oh, I'll raise your kids right." I'm going, "No, that's my job."
Right. What nerve?
That's my job. Yeah. And so I just you got to go.
Squash that.
And then also at the time, I probably wasn't in the best mental state to even be in a relationship.
Well, it's hard. That's one of my things. I've been single for a while too, just because with the kids, it's hard to think about your own self when you have to put them first, and you don't really want to cheat someone else because you can't put them first as you should, I suppose, in a relationship. So I get that. Yeah.
And then after that, this was in 2005.
Yeah.
I joined eHarmony.
Nice.
Met a couple nice people.
Yeah.
And then I met Paula.
That's great.
And the thing that brought us together was a love of travel and a love of music.
Yeah.
And those things really clicked. We met, we exchanged a lot of emails, and then she said, "Hey, let's just cut to the chase. Let's meet.
Go Paula.
And so we did. We had our first date in at Cafe Intermezzo at Perimeter. And then we had our second date right after the first date at Home Depot.
At Home Depot? Project oriented?
Yeah. But we were talking about travel, and I said to her, well, where would you like to go next? She says, Home Depot. I said, no, in the world, not. But she had to go to Home Depot Expo, and so we went there, and we actually, as soon as we walked into the inside, I asked her to dance.
Oh, nice. That's wonderful.
And we had our third date, and I had to leave that night to go to Chicago on business. And when I got back, we had our third date that night, and then, it's like, okay.
Yeah, this is the one.
It didn't, I knew she was the one, and
yeah, that's great.
we just clicked, and that was, it's going on, let's see, it's going to be 20 years pretty soon.
Wow, that's wonderful.
19, I don't know.
Yeah, she's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. I love her. She's great. Yeah, it's great. All right, let me look at these questions. So, but by the way, where do you and Paul love to travel the most? Like, do you have a favorite spot?
Well, we go every year to San Miguel, Mexico.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
San Miguel de Allende. It's a colonial town in the mountains, directly south of Laredo.
Okay.
It's let's see, it's east of Mexico City, so it's not near. There's a lake nearby, but it's not a resort area like people go to be in the ocean.
Right.
But there are a lot of expats, older expats, who have moved there from Texas and California.
Yeah.
And we have friends from Georgia who've
really
moved there. Yeah.
Do they have live music there?
They do,
really?
but it's different.
It's probably cultural.
Yeah, but there is a lot of blues.
Oh,
there.
Interesting.
Met a number of people who were musicians in the States.
Yeah.
Who play the blues.
Yeah.
And blues is it's a universal thing.
Yeah, totally.
But one of the interesting guys I met, Dave Bingham, was he's a harmonica player and a singer. He played, I can't think of the name of his band right now, but he's from Eastern Canada. Their claim to fame was they opened for the Rolling Stones.
Oh, how neat. That's fantastic. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that, you're probably done.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're going to go on, because did you get to see the Rolling Stones when they were here?
I never did.
Really?
No.
They're coming back this summer.
Tickets are too pricey.
Yeah.
And plus, I got to be up close.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm not up close, I don't enjoy it.
They put those big screens up there. I haven't gone either, but it's...
Well, and I've gone to a lot of festivals, and I got burned out on festivals. Same deal. You can't get close. You got to watch on the big screen.
Yeah.
And I'm going like, I could just go watch this at home.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, big crowds, too, are not probably the best.
Yeah.
I did read about that mosh pit incident in Julie's article. You'll have to read that. But
I've been knocked down more than once.
Yeah, but you got back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. I can't even imagine. All right, let's see. So you've talked about Paula. Do you have any advice or what's the secret?
The secret of love.
What's the secret to a good relationship? Obviously, having things in common. But is there anything else that you'd offer us?
Well, and one of the things that also drew me to her very much so in the beginning is she didn't want to change me. She accepted me for who I was.
That's a big deal.
And I accepted her, for who we were. Because too many times, so much friction goes on because they say, we'll get married and I'll
fix
change
you.
him or her or whatever. Yeah. And it might work on a short term, but doesn't work long term.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Because we are who we are.
Yeah. And once the romance dies down, there's only nagging.
Yeah. And the other is, in my case, it's at age, like I say, I'm 78 now.
Yeah.
not that I ever hope to be mature, but there's a certain level of maturity and dedication.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I would say you're pretty much a kid at heart.
Oh, I try.
I still can't believe how many nights a week you go out. I can't go out that much. I get tired. You take naps?
I do.
Okay.
And see, and you have responsibilities.
Well, yeah, they wear me down.
I don't.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Because, you know, while I had children.
Well, you did your time.
Yeah, while I had children and everything, I had those responsibilities.
Yeah.
And as we all went to shows together, but no way could I have gone out 4 nights a week.
Yeah, yeah. When I first started playing music, that was part of the deal. I did it only when the kids were with their dad.
Yeah.
So that, you know, which was tough. Kind of tough, but fun because I wanted to be with them, of course, you know, it was my time. All right, let's see my next question. All right, so almost 79. What day is your birthday?
June 21st.
June 21st.
First day of summer.
My first marriage was June 22nd. Yeah. But first day of summer. Okay, so is summer your favorite season?
You know, I love it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the summer. But what's the secret to good health? Because I know you've had some hospital stays recently, but you're like, just like a go-getter, like tough to keep up with you kind of person.
Staying active, staying mentally active.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I really enjoy about the punk and metal scene is most of the music I don't understand a word. But it's the energy. It's just the sheer energy of these bands, and then the fans, they're out there slamming, you know, going crazy. And I feed off of that.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah. It's like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I do not a whole lot of exercise, but, you know, some. And I have been doing better with my diet and chunked off a bunch of weight.
Yeah, that's a big deal, too.
You know.
I know.
So that is
the sugar.
Yeah.
The sugar will get you.
Yeah, that's
We're eating cookies, but they're healthy cookies.
Vegan.
Vegan cookies. All right. Let's see. Tell us something that we don't know about you.
I'm gay.
That's okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. No. Wow. I don't know, because I have no secrets.
Yeah. I know you're very out there. I mean, you're very much willing to share. All right, so what's your favorite food? Let's go with that.
What's your favorite color? Oh,
yeah, right.
Are you familiar with the band Belushi Speedball?
No.
They have a new song. It's called Pizza. And it's,
really?
What's your favorite food? Pizza. What's your favorite color? Pizza. Your current quest! Pizza! What's your favorite food? Pizza! It's on Spotify.
I'll have to check that out. I'll be dropping that in right here.
my favorite food. You know, I tend to lean towards pastas.
Really?
And lately, I've been having too many Crunch Wraps.
Yeah,
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's amazing, isn't it? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's the food you have to love to hate. Like or hate to love. I don't know.
Yeah, and for the longest time, my afternoon routine was to go to Wicked Wings near Bridge Mill.
Yeah.
You know, and just there were 3 or 4 things on the menu that
you liked.
That I liked.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not always fun to eat healthy, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I eat very little meat.
Yeah.
I haven't had a hamburger in like forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Haven't had a steak, and I used to T-bone steaks. Well,
yeah.
You know, porterhouse, but haven't had one of those in a long time.
And it's true. Once you get it out of your system, it's when you have it that you want it again. Yeah. Like that's kind of how I've been vegan or vegetarian most of my life too. So but then I'll eat cheese, and I'm like, oh, now I want cheese all the time.
Yeah. And Paula went vegan.
Oh, did she?
A few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, it definitely makes a difference.
Yeah. Now she eats fish, but that's
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like a plant, almost. Okay, so what advice do you have for young people?
Tips and advice.
people getting started in life, or even, people struggling to change their life? Because you've gone through some changes in your life.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a couple pieces of when people ask me, what should I do, or, in the workplace, what I generally advise them to do is find something that can't be outsourced.
Ah, that's very good. Yeah.
And the other, and this is something that I've instilled in my sons, give more than you get. In other words, if the job requires this, don't be afraid to go over and above what the job requires. And at the same time, don't expect to be paid extra for doing that.
Right.
It's all part of making yourself more valuable.
Yeah, treating it like it's your own company kind of thing. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and but the workforce has changed so much.
Oh, it has.
That today, I feel for younger people, and my older friends are going, oh, these young people today, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I go, how many do you know?
Yeah.
And how many of their struggles do you know?
Yeah.
I was fortunate. I got a 2-year programming degree from St. Pete Junior College in Clearwater, Florida. And that has, kept me all my life, and over 50 years in IT. Very fortunate to have been able to do that. And then that worked into a job at General Telephone.
Yeah.
Actually, I was going to school daytime, working at night as a warehouse guy.
Yeah.
And then after that, I got my degree. I worked my way up, but there was a progression path, and there was a union for hourly workers, which I was for a few years.
Yeah.
To get you annual increases. We had paid vacation. We had a pension plan.
Yeah.
We had all these things.
It all made more sense.
It don't exist anymore.
They don't, yeah.
And we had a company president who made a statement one time, because we were at the whims of the Public Service Commission, whether they would increase rates or, whatever, to help growth. And there were times where we had to contract, and he said, I will get rid of every unnecessary program in this company before I lay off the first person.
Wow, well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today, the mantra is more like, hey, I want to cash out this stock or whatever, and the employees be damned.
Yeah. Yeah. Or what can we automate so we don't need people? Yeah, I know. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, this question you're not expecting. Okay.
Okay.
I had to get him somehow. All right, so. And I'll start asking other people this question too. But if you were to come back in 100 years, what would you like to see different?
I look around me and what I see is mine.
That one, to me, is real simple.
Okay.
More compassion.
Yeah.
More love, less divisiveness.
I'd like to see that tomorrow.
It's grown epidemic.
Yeah, it's
in
definitely
this country,
changed.
and the irony is that we're all more alike than we are different.
Right. Well, I think sometimes the things they put in front of us on the news and whatnot is feeding what doesn't really exist.
Breaking news. Politic and economy. No politics. Only humor.
And it's
creating it.
It's all done for ratings. I tell people that if MSC had gotten there first, MSNBC had gotten there first, they'd be Fox News.
Right, yeah.
It's all about money.
It is all about money. I know. It's kind of gross. Although it's nice to have money. You can do more things with money.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not opposed to money.
Oh, me either, but at a certain point.
Yeah, there's a power. It's more like a power. There's a certain point where money just becomes power. And I think that's the turning point. Versus, like you said, being able to give, that's what I would do if I had tons. I would want to, save all the animals, help all the musicians, that kind of thing. All right, so let's see. So now this is one you probably heard. What do you have a favorite word?
Favorite word.
Interesting enough, I thought about that.
Yeah.
After I saw your first podcast. And the word that popped to mind was dude. Because I've been called dude more than once. And I love the movie The Big Lebowski.
Let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness or Duder or, you know, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
In Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where dude can be a noun, a verb, whatever you want it to be.
Right.
And then I thought, no, the word is love. And then I thought the word is music.
Okay.
The word is music. Because music is the great uniter.
Mm-hmm.
Politics, cable news, the great dividers.
Yeah, right.
You know,
I love that.
but when we get together at festivals,
Yeah.
I'll be next to guys where I look at them and I go, I know that we have different ideologies,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
we're
matter.
there
Yeah.
jamming to the music.
Yeah, I feel that way when I play
Yeah.
music, and I'll go to various bars around town, whether it's up north or down in Atlanta, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it just everyone comes together.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating. So that was a really good answer. Okay, so this one, you see it coming. You saw it coming. I was inspired, to have a question in a segment called "Go Lick the World," which can mean a lot of different
Mhm.
things, but it's kind of like take on the world or be curious about the world like a dog would be,
Yeah.
because you know how I love dogs.
Yeah.
So, two-part question: if you were a dog, what kind of dog would you be? And then, who would you want to go as a dog, not anything weird, go lick to learn about?
I thought about that one, and I think I want to be Greg's dog.
Oh, I know, right? I love Finn so much. Don't let my dogs hear that, but I love Finn so much. She's so big now.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so cute too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so sweet. And Greg told me that I'm about the only person that she will just relax with, because
Really?
when I go to the open mics,
Yeah. Mhm.
He'll have her there, and I just
Yeah.
rub on her while he's having to do his sounds.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, this is Greg Shaddix, and he hosts at Mad Lab.
Yeah.
And his dog is Finn, and she's not pit bull, but she's definitely a bull terrier of some kind.
In that
I'll
range,
find out
yeah.
so we can put it in. Yeah, we'll put her picture. We'll put her picture right here too.
Yeah.
Clap.
And,
Yeah.
And what was the second part? What would
Who would you want to lick as Finn?
Yeah, I'm stumped on that one.
Are you? Yeah. Yeah, it could be a musician. It could be, someone local, someone famous. Who are you most curious about is the real best. I love that. This dog thing. Well, that's kind of cool. You had that in common with someone else. I won't say who. That's funny. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the world? Or the world of our podcast, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, get out and support local music.
Oh, you brought some neat things with you. Can we look at those real fast before
Sure.
we go? Yeah.
Yeah. This is called Passbook, and it's advertised heavily on Facebook and Instagram, where they scrape your pictures and put them in a book. And so the cover of this, Mason Embers, who's a good friend, this was a show at Eddie's Attic where this picture was taken.
Yeah.
And Mason has had me on 2 of his albums now.
Nice.
Doing spoken word on the first one. I did the first track.
I gotta hear that.
And then on his latest album,
Yeah.
series of love songs, and he wrote everything.
Nice.
But I do the little short spoken word in between tracks.
Oh, how neat.
Tie things together.
Is that new to you, or is that something you've done in the past?
No. No,
Wow.
Mason had me. It was the first time I did it.
Oh,
It was
that's
in Mason's
great.
studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool. I love that.
It's like
so
discovering
much.
a new world. But the neat thing about this is
There I am. Right there.
Yeah.
Those are such great pictures.
yeah.
You
and-
take great pictures, by the
oh,
way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I take about 50 to get one good one.
Well, you have to, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so neat.
So let's see. Oh yeah, and here's one that I love. That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
I love. See, this could have gone the thing we don't know about you. You're really in a
Yeah.
punk band, aren't you?
Oh, and Zanny here
Nice.
was at the time with the band Evil Intent,
Wow.
and Zanny at the time was playing bass for them, sang with them, is a makeup artist for the band. She does everybody in the band, and
Yeah.
here's some of our other friends,
Yeah.
and is also a drag queen,
Oh, really?
who I saw recently at Star Bar on Drag Night.
Wow. How cool is
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Star Bar's a place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love that.
So you know,
Neat.
this is a way to, rather than have everything where you got to scroll through a million pictures, it's good that you can just thumb through it,
Yeah.
and I'll pass these on to my kids at
That's
some point.
fantastic. Yeah, it's a great idea. I love that. And this is you.
That's me.
This is you. I'm going to put this right up here. You can see that. How do you say your last name?
Oligny.
Oligny.
It's French Canadian.
French Canadian. I like that.
Yeah, my
Music
father.
lover.
My father was born in Montreal.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you were born here?
I was born in Cleveland,
In
Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, and
And
then
this is...
I'll let you hold that. Up.
Yeah, and this is an article that my friend Julie Singer wrote about Carl, and I'll drop the link in this too, so that you can check it out. It's a great just cover of Carl and his story. Really awesome. And did you know that Julie and I did a show once together
Yeah.
at Smithsville Bar?
Oh.
Yeah,
wow.
there were 4 of us. It was Maria, I want to say Gabrielle, I can't remember her last name. I'll have to look that up. And Vanessa and Julie and me. We called it the Badass Girly Show.
Oh. Wow.
I'll have to find that picture too because it's cute.
Yeah,
It's 4
and
of us.
I met Julie through Ethan.
Yeah, I know. Isn't Ethan great?
Yeah.
I saw him when he was first starting too.
Oh, and I have a question for you.
Sure.
When did we first meet?
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
See, I cheated. I could look back on Facebook.
You could
memories.
look and know. It wasn't at Mad Life, was it?
No, it was January 2019 at Green Line Brewery.
Greenlawn. Were you there to see Garrett? Or were you there to see, you just walked in and I was playing?
I was there, for Garrett and Mark
Yeah.
Matthews.
Oh gosh, two fun people, great
Yeah.
players too. And then you got to see me.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I never would have guessed Green Line.
Yeah.
I love that little place too. That's a neat. If you've never been to Green Line, you should go. It's cool too. Very cool. 2019. Feels like I've known you a lot longer than that. But I guess COVID, I know, kind of made
Yeah.
everything warp.
Yeah.
But wow, that's exciting. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. I think that's everything. I think that was a fun interview. And thank you for coming, Carl.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Yeah. I don't know if that goes in the blooper reel or the real reel.
We'll be right back after this brief commercial. Merch sale. Use coupon code FROG for $7 off one order total. Don't miss out. Shirts, hats, mugs and more. www.bellyofthefrog.com.
So I hope you enjoyed getting to know more about Carl. I know you'll see him out at a show. I really enjoyed spending time with them. There's actually more that I didn't get to drop into this. We talked for a couple hours. So maybe at some point I'll have some bonus clips that I can throw out your way, just because he had so much good to say. All right, you guys, have a great week, and I'll see you next week for another episode of Party in the Frog. Bye.
Let's tour the frog.
if you can so that you don't miss an episode. And really enjoy your week. Make it a good one. See ya.
Let's recap. Party in the Frog, Frog Tunes, Fly on the Wall. 3 new shows, all originating from the belly of a frog. Sign up for our newsletter so you don't miss the buzz. Visit Linktree/Jeannie Caryn. Things to do. 1. Shop merch. 2. Download music. 3. Purchase HTRP books. 4. Join the newsletter. 5. Check the show schedule. 6. Follow me. Find all. Linktr.com/Jeannie Caryn.
Credits: Host and Director, Jeannie Caryn. Producer and Editor, Jeannie Caryn. Theme song, Like the Water, Composer and Performer, Jeannie Caryn. Go Lick the World segment artist, Buddy Finetti.
Credits: 5 Facts About Earth Day. AccuWeather on YouTube. Credits: Daily Motivation, Donkey. French Fuse Music. Credits: Background music for pictures of Carl, etc. Deeply Disturbed, Infected Mushroom. Credits: Background music for Carl's photos with musicians montage, Wake Me Up When September Ends, Green Day. Credits: Background music for Paula and Carl, To Find You, Jeannie Caryn. Credits: Music clips also included from Mason Embers and Belushi Speedball. Credits: All other clips supplied by guest and/or royalty-free sites. Thank you. Merch sale. Use coupon code FROG for $7 off one order total. Don't miss out. Shirts, hats, mugs and more. www.bellyofthefrog.com